What's up, everybody? I'm Metal Nick,
I'm Jeff Grindstoffer.
and welcome to episode number 32 of Vinyl Bang. Today we are revisiting an early episode that Jeff and I figured let's redo this one because not too many people were on board back then, and hopefully a lot more people are watching now. But it's the Relapse Clear episode.
Yeah, we're going to try this again because Nick and I, over the past couple of months, we've discussed how, whenever we were talking about, of course they were all clears, but we went through and started pulling the actual records out halfway through the episode. So it's like, dude, let's do this again now that we're, more accustomed to the show and have a better idea of what we're doing. And,
Absolutely.
We kind of know what we're doing at this point. 32 episodes in.
Yeah, we're redoing the same episodes over and over again. We're like, I don't know what to say. Like some some band who puts out the same album over and over again. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, we're already going into flashbacks.
Yeah,
we're doing flashback episodes.
If this is that episode of South Park where they're on the bus, and then we all had ice cream.
Now that's what I call a sticky situation.
All right. Let's hurry this up here. Jeff, you're going to go first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go back to both of us. While Nick has gone through, and some of the albums that he did in the first episode are going to be the same. A couple of mine might be the same, but I went through and just kind of randomly picked, whatever. So some of these might be the same, but some of them are new. So just a disclaimer: if anybody is looking for a particular episode or a particular copy, I did it in the first episode.
Go back and watch that episode.
Go back and watch that episode and enjoy it, and tell your friends on a projector screen. Put it up on a big projection screen and watch it that way.
I wore a Relapse Records shirt for that episode, and they didn't even acknowledge it.
Yeah, we didn't get any kickback from Relapse, so we're doing it with skinless and cattle decapitation.
Still no Honda Civics. Still no Relapse Clears coming in the mail.
Still no Five Guys. Still no cannabis dispensary promotions. Nothing.
All right, moving on.
Fuck it. You guys get what you get. All right, I am going to start off the episode with a grind band that I'm very fond of. I'm going to start off with Rotten Sound, Cursed. Cursed is I don't even know which particular album, what number album this is from Rotten Sound, but this album features Jason Netherton, our good friend Jason Netherton of Misery Index, and I'm gonna have to edit this out. The new one. What's the new band? I can't think of it.
Sulfur and
Mercury. I knew it. I was just testing you. Sulfur and Mercury. Jason Netherton of Misery Index and Sulfur and Mercury is on this clear pressing of Rotten Sound Cursed. It's a very nice copy. It is not for sale. This is limited to co-hosts of Vinyl Bang and friends and family members of Relapse Record Bands. Clear. In all of its glory. And this one has never been touched. The majority of my Clear records have never been on the turntable. And Nick, you and I have had the discussion about the Clears sounding better.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't care. I will listen to the subpar pressing before I put a Clear pressing on the turntable.
That is ridiculous.
Unless I have two copies.
Yeah, people. Well, I had two copies of Prowler in the Yard and two copies of Poacher Diaries, but then I also was just like, what am I, spending all this money on these records and not listening to them? So
right, and there's that aspect of it too, but
no.
Street cred. That's what I want.
All right, there you go with your street cred. So I'm gonna go ahead and revisit the first episode because I when I went back and watched it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, I showed off my Baroness collection, and I didn't show off any of the vinyl. I didn't open any of them. I was just like, I got this one, and I got this one. Yes, the Red album. This is the album that I first discovered them. This is by far my favorite album by them. It's really cool. I don't know how you describe it, avant-garde, whatever. But look, it is clear. I do have it. It's double LP. I'm not going to whip the second one out because I'm going to show you real quick that yes, I have all these Baroness albums on clear. I got the follow-up one, the Blue Record, really cool album. Shout out to my friend Kim in Australia. It's her favorite album and her favorite color. Boom, clear, Baroness. This is a really cool record. None of their albums really sounded the same. I remember this one coming out, and I was just like, wow, like the fuzz tone that they used on it was pretty damn impressive to me. After that was Yellow and Green. Boom. And guess what? Got that one on clear as well, pal. Because I am a friend and a family of this band. No. I'm a friend of these guys, of John at least. I don't know that them the other ones. Gina's always been nice to me too. And then this was live in Maida Vale, BBC, and it's a BBC recording. They did two different. They did this twice, two different ones. But this one is when the Yellow and Green came out, and
do what now? Is that on one side of it, and it just shows up on both sides, or what?
Yeah, it's a clear.
Right. But I mean, it looks like it's prominent on both sides. Like it's
Well,
just
it's only it's on this side, but it's a 4-track record.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's only on one side, but yeah, Baroness. That's my Relapse Clear collection of them. I was fortunate if I don't have there's like a 7-inch, couple 7-inches, I think, or maybe one that came out that I didn't really. I guess I missed the boat on that. They've got some more rare than clear. There's like the Horse Called Goliath. There's like a 7-inch of that's like I think purple or pink, and there's like maybe 45 of them out there. So things more rare than clear.
It's a myth.
All right.
Speaking of Baroness, the Blue Record was my favorite record.
Cool.
To talk about fuzz tones and whatever, like I always loved the tones on the Blue album.
No, absolutely. I don't disagree with that one bit. I remember that record coming out and thinking the same thing. I was like, man, this guitar tune's a lot heavier than it was on the Red album. But no doubt. I all their albums have something different to them, and I think cool band. Cool.
Awesome band. Awesome group of people.
Yes, sir.
All right. Enough Baroness ass kissing. Moving on.
Be on our show, John Dyer Baisley.
Yeah, do it, John. Do it. Since Nick has clear vinyl, he's obviously a friend, and friends do friends podcasts. Okay, John Dyer Baisley. All right, moving on. No more Baroness talk until later. So my next record is going to be one from Regurgitate. This is Regurgitate. This is Sickening Bliss.
Yes.
From Regurgitate. Such a good record. 26 songs. 26 tracks of pure gore grind goodness. Plus the album cover, dude. I mean, the artwork is just like the artwork is what initially drew me to this album. Like, this is one of those albums I saw the artwork and I'm like, I have to hear that. Whatever that is, I have to hear this band. And here we are, all these years later. A fan of Regurgitate. with the clear pressing of Sickening
Very
Bliss.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got this as well, right?
I do. And shout out to friend of the show, James Watson. He's got, I think, the red pressing of that album.
Yeah.
He's got, yeah, man. I can't remember what. I think it is red, but that guy's a diehard collector, man. Like he finds stuff awesome like that somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure this is the only copy of this I have. So if I really wanted to listen to this album, I would have to play the clear record. I would have to play the clear pressing. So
why not?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
That's a really cool record. I
Oh,
like that one.
It is for sure.
Live a little.
And the chick on the cover kind of looks like Paris Hilton.
I always thought that too. Bro. Like that's crazy.
Paris Hilton with a torn up tummy, with her guts all on the outside.
She is a mother now.
She is a mother now. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. She has a kid. So
back when that album was out, I think she was still kind of like in the public eye relevant. So
she was. Yeah. That was during her teenage party. I don't know, dude. I don't follow Paris Hilton. I mean, I pick her out of a lineup, but
All right.
Moving on.
I'm going to go back to some records I talked about in the last episode again by a band that is awesome that Jeff just went and saw reunited up in New York. I am, of course, talking about the Dillinger Escape Plan. This is Miss Machine. Their second, I guess is their third full length. I don't know how you want to say it. But their second album on Relapse Records. It's their first album with Mr. Greg Puciato on vocals, and where do we go here? Last one with Chris Penny on drums. Boom, the Relapse Clear. How about that? That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Got this from a homie at Relapse Records because, again, friend and family.
Right.
What you gonna do?
I am insanely jealous of that dude. That is my favorite Dillinger album with Puciato. God, I'd love to have that on clear. And that just celebrated like its 20th anniversary.
2004. Yeah, I was at the record release show when they at the Auto Bar in Baltimore. So they did two shows. The first night I wasn't there because I was at Ozfest, and then the next night, Darkest Hour, who was on Ozfest, had an off date, and they played the actual release date, and they had like happy birthday things all over the stage. People were coming out hitting them with like water guns. But this is my favorite Dillinger album. This is Ironworks, the second one on Relapse, third one on Relapse, and I guess the final album on Relapse. After this, they went to like Sumerian, or they did their Party Smasher thing. I can't remember. People are gonna be very angry with me. It says
never doing the show.
Ironworks, remove immediately. Boom, Relapse Clear. It's got a little thing here, username, print clearly. Like this record belongs to, like right there in the.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should get them to sign it or something.
You should write this record belongs to Jeff Greitzifer, and then whenever I come over, I'll say, "Oh, look at this! I left one of my records here."
Data sheet 83298. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Jeff.
I'll help you spell Greitzifer. It's GRI.
But
right
here. Dillinger, one awesome ass band. I'm happy to own these two very rare gems on vinyl, absolutely. On clear vinyl, I should say. Yeah, no, they are. I saw them multiple times tour cycle for both those albums actually. Mm-hmm. So I was at the very last. No, I wasn't. I remember being at this show in Baltimore in late 2004, and it was, or 2005, I think it was. But Ironworks didn't come out till late 2006, I think. Mm-hmm. 2007. Either who. I saw Dillinger a whole bunch of times, and they're just hands down one of the best live bands, hands
Oh, dude,
down.
absolutely. They were absolutely one of my favorite
I'm not
live
gonna.
bands.
We're not gonna continue this show without mentioning how great of a live band the Dillinger Escape Plan is.
Dude,
Like,
yeah.
I was at the last show back in 2017, and that was a fun fucking time. And I know you were at the first of those three shows, and just shout out to that band, up and down, left and right, all past and present members. Like, just incredible,
Yeah.
incredible fucking band.
Yeah. Huge fan of the Dillinger Escape Plan. If anybody watches the show, please do our show with us.
Yeah,
Ben
yeah.
Weinman, Belly Reimer,
Liam.
Jakes. We both said it at the
Yeah.
same time. Greg Puciato, Dimitri, whoever. Let's do it. Let's talk about your records, and let's talk about getting me some test presses and shit. Not this guy. I still can't get the pointing thing right.
Anywho.
That's awkward. Give me test presses and not Nick. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, my turn. So the next album I'm going to feature, I know I did not do on the last episode. This is an album from Brain Tentacles. Brain Tentacles, which is a fun trumpeted band, saxophone.
Yeah, saxophone.
Saxophone, yeah. I knew it was something. Well, it says right here: Bruce Lamont, saxophones, voice, electric piano, and synth, and Aaron Dallas. And Bruce Lamont has done. I've seen him a few times with Cephalic Carnage. They play a global overhaul device, and Bruce Lamont jumps on stage and does a saxophone with Cephalic Carnage. Cool dude. This is, of course, the drummer for Brain Tentacles is Dave Whitty. Shout out to our good friend Dave Whitty, who we are trying to make arrangements with for the show. Maybe. Might happen, might not happen. Who knows? You have to keep watching to find out. This is the self-titled, I believe this is their only album. Is this correct?
There's like a 7-inch and a couple other things, but I don't
know. But as far as a full-length album, this is the only full-length.
That is correct.
Brain Tentacles. Good, because I didn't do any research, and I'm really not trying to keep Dave Whitty from going on the show. Dude, this is super clear. Like, this is like look at this. I mean, you could see like everything in the middle of that. Like, I could put this on the camera, and you wouldn't even notice that there was a clearer record right there.
Yeah.
Like, it even looks better. Even I might just leave this here for all the future episodes because it looks better. But yeah, limited to 100. Relapse, friends and family. People who know Dave Whitty got a copy of this on clear vinyl. I don't remember where I got this from. I don't know how I acquired this. I don't know if it was one of those Relapse grab bags or what it was, but super psyched to own it.
Yeah.
Clear. It's a good one.
All right. I am going to move this real fast because we got to keep the show going. I got some. Another one that I talked about in the first episode is a band called Death. This isn't like an OG, obviously. Relapse did a bunch of represses, re-releases. I don't know how you want to. I guess it was re-releases of Death albums. And Leprosy was the first one that I was managed to get my hands on. And yeah, I'm not a friend or a family of anybody in the band Death, but I definitely know people at Relapse. And I got a clear copy of the Leprosy, the second full-length album by the band death metal band Death. This is like my favorite album by them, so I wanted to get it clear. Our good friend Blake Harrison, rest in peace, hits me up one day. He's like, I got the box set of that on clear. So much like my co-host here, somebody's always trying to outdo me with their vinyl collection.
You're the co-host.
Yeah. Also, I have the Death Human box. This is what Blake was referring to. They made when they would release an album, re-release or whatever, they would put them out in boxes as well. And I've got the Human box I'm sure I've shown this in an episode. I think in our box set episode. Boom, clear. Much like Jeff, mine is very crystal clear. You can
Yeah,
see
dude, it's fucking really clear in the center. Like that's just it's awesome. It's an awesome feature.
these. I guess for people who really don't know, like the Relapse Records clears are like promo copies. They're not really like sold to the. If you ever go and pre-order anything or buy a record on Relapse, what does it always say by the clear when it gives you the pressing info, Jeff?
It says not available to the public. Please do not request clear. That's verbatim. I mean, that's not exactly word for word, but
yeah, do
not
not available to public. Do not request clear. It always says that.
Yeah,
and I wonder if people. But this is the demos of inside this box. But
yeah, that artwork is sick, man. The disc for the demos.
Oh yeah, you'd mentioned that last time in the last episode. Well, I'll just show it off again real quick because Jeff was such a big fan. Cool. I mean it's got Flattering of Emotions demo March 25th, 91, Lack of Comprehension March 25th, 91, Suicide Machine March 25th, Together as One, See Through Dreams all March 25th, Secret Face instrumental, Vacant Planets demo instrumental, See Through Dreams rehearsal from August 1990, Suicide Machine rehearsal August 1990, and Together as One rehearsal August 1990. That's this clear extra stuff from this Death box set because Death fucking rules. And yeah, I had to get. I think Human is probably next to I don't know. I don't know what people's favorite album is by Death. Relapse didn't get their hands on Symbolic. That was Roadrunner who put that out, and I do have that actually. I think I talked about that in the Ross episode.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds about right.
But yeah, Relapse did clear represses or they re-released all the Death albums that they could, starting and then I basically was like, I hit up my homie at Relapse and he gave me a fair deal on quite a few stuff. So, well, anyways,
that's awesome. On. It's good to have friends that work at record labels.
Yeah, no, absolutely, especially our favorite label.
One of our favorite. I was gonna say one of our favorite labels.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't pick favorites here at Vinyl Bang. All right, try to keep it even tiered for everybody. All right, moving on. So we're not taking up too much time. Fuck the Facts.
Yes.
Die Miserable. And I think I did this in the last episode or I've mentioned this album before because I mentioned about the pronunciation of this since they're, French Canadian. I don't know if it was the Miserable or Miserable. I don't know. We'll have to get somebody from the band on the show one of these days and have them clarify what the pronunciation of this album that I have the fucking clear pressing of. And look at this run out right here. Huh? That thing's huge run out right there. You can almost see my whole beard in it. In the run out. And the blank space in the middle. Blank Space is a Taylor Swift song. Do you know that, Nick?
I do not.
Blank Space is a Taylor Swift song. Don't lie. Love Fuck the Facts, Love Die Miserable, or The Miserable, however you pronounce it. It's Fuck the Facts. You can't go wrong either way. You cannot go wrong with Fuck the Facts. Love this band. Happy to own a copy on vinyl, on clear vinyl. I'm pretty sure that Topin gave me a free copy of this because, you have to be a friend or family of the band. And Topin said, Jeff, I love you, but I'm married and I can't be with you. So here, have this clear record. Is what he said.
That's not how it happened at all.
That's not at all how it happened at all.
Pretty sure you bought yours just like I bought mine from their website.
It's a lie.
I think the one that I have has some clear black smoke in it.
Is that right? The standard pressing or the clear?
The clear.
Has black?
No. There's black smoke in it. It happens sometimes, man.
It does. Yeah. Sometimes the clear doesn't turn out so clear. Like my Anomalies Mustafak Orange Anomalies isn't really that clear. It's kind of a cloudy.
Yeah. Same with the one that I got. Yeah. Anyways. What do I have next year? See, I'm like Jeff usually. I kind of just pulled things off the shelf in this episode. Necrophagist, however you want to say it. This one is Epitaph. I should have gone in order. This is their second album. This is their first album that they released on Relapse. Relapse also re-released the one before this, but we'll start here since this is the one I pulled out because I'm not paying attention. I'm sure everybody remembers this album, Stab Wound, the Stillborn one, Ignominious and Pale, Diminished to Be, Epitaph, Only Ash Remains 7, and Symbiotic in Theory. This is the only album that they put out, and hey, it's going to be 20 years this year. Boom! Look at that, nice clear. There's some smoke up there. Do you see it?
Yep. Yeah, for the 20th anniversary, they need to get back together and play that album in its entirety.
These two dudes right here. Yep. These two guys used to when they would come to America, they would stay at my boy's house in Rockville, Maryland, and I cooked food for these guys a couple of times. They were nice. Muhammad was very protective of that band. I understand. Like, he took it seriously, but I guess they didn't really get what they wanted out of their deal with Relapse, unfortunately. So that's probably why they're not going to ever do another album. This is the very first thing they ever put out. Onset of Putrefaction, Foul Body Autopsy, To Breathe in a Casket, Mutilate the Stillborn, Intestinal Incubation, Culinary Hyperversity, Advanced Corpse Tumor, Extreme Unction, Fermented Offal Discharge, and the bonus tracks from the 1995 demo Necrophagist, Dismembered Self-Immolation, and Pseudopathological Vivisection. I think Relapse put this out on CD, and then I guess they put it out on vinyl. They did. It's a very cloudy clear, but it is a clear.
Cloudy clear.
Yeah, I believe Mohammed did this entire album by himself. I don't think he had a band yet, as far as I know. Don't really say anything. I think Willow Tip maybe put the original thing out. I don't know. But yeah, Necrophagist, one amazing shredding band. I believe that after this band kind of like after Epitaph came out, a lot of people started to shred in death metal and whatnot, and I primarily blame it on this band. Like Meshuggah, they were being replicated quite a bit. So kudos to Necrophagist. I hope we get a new album from them someday. I doubt it, but
that would be nice.
They were an awesome band, great musicians. Everybody from both guitars to the drum section, the basses.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, I never hung out with them or barbecued with them or anything, but I got to see them a couple times throughout the years. Shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody pay attention to Nick. Everybody just focus on me right now. Whenever I started filming bands in the early 2000s, I saw Necrophagist in St. Louis, and one of theirs, I don't even remember what song it was without going back and looking, but it was the very first thing I ever uploaded to Metal Injection. I had a Metal Injection channel, like a sub channel inside of the Metal Injection site, which of course, you were affiliated with too as well, Nick. But yeah, my Necrophagist video was like huge on that channel, and I'll always affiliate them with that memory in my life as being on Metal Injection. And they were awesome. I got to see them 2 or 3 times. Got to see them on Summer Slaughter and with Dying Fetus, and awesome band.
Oh yeah,
we miss them
for sure.
All right, moving on. Next album, Agoraphobic Nosebleed, Agorapocalypse.
Oh yes.
Agoraphobic Nosebleed is, of course, the brainchild of Scott Hall, who I don't know if you all know this or not, but Scott Hall wrote our intro song for Vinyl Bang, because not only are we friends and family of Scott Hall, we are besties.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Mm-hmm.
sleepovers and pizza parties and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes us songs. So, you know. Agora Apocalypse from Agoraphobic Nosebleed. Another one of the cloudy clears. I mean, it's kind of clear, but very cloudy. Still a clear, still counts. Dude, I love this album. Great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good, it's like chock full of awesome tracks. Awesome track. And they only did like 2 pressings of this. They did that green and then the clear, right?
I believe so, yes.
I believe they only did 2 copies or 2 pressings on vinyl total. One is available to the public and one is available to me because Scott Hall and I text each other about movies. So, what are you going to do? But yeah, since I never read track lists, I'll do this. Agora Apocalypse Now, Time Lord 1, Dick to Mouth Resuscitation, Moral Distortion, Hung from the Rising Sun, First National Stem Cell and Clone, Question of Integrity, Time Lord 2, Paradoxical Reaction, Trauma Queen, White on White Crime, Druggernaut, Jugfuck, Ex-Cop, Flamingo Stuff, and Time Lord 0, Chronivore. Great album. Great
Jay Randall has some great song titles. I love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very humorous stuff.
Yep.
Shout out to all them. Shout out to Richard Johnson.
Shout out to Richard Johnson, for sure. The grandfather.
Yeah, I love Richard. He'll probably never watch this show, but he's awesome.
Shout out to Scott Hall, my boy Scott Hall.
Shout out to Scott Hall. What a fucking dude. I love that guy. Thank you for writing the theme song as always. Yeah, he is great. Really great.
I'm glad we got to give you an outlet to write a Van Halen song.
For sure. Okay. Right. So, next band that I'm going to talk about that I talked about again in the first episode, they're going to revisit, but I don't think I showed off any of these. Mastodon. This is the album Remission. Sorry. This is a great album. This is their first album they put out on Relapse. This is a killer fucking record. Let's see here. Crusher, Destroyer, March of the Fire Ants, Where Strides the Behemoth, Workhorse, Old Nessie, Burning Man, Trainwreck, Trampled Under Hoof, Trilobite, Mother Puncher, and Elephant Man. I think all their first couple albums all had like a song about the Elephant Man at the end. Yes, I have this on vinyl, on clear vinyl. I have multiple pressings of it, but I do have the clear pressing. It's a little flimsy, as you can see, but boy oh boy, this is a double LP. I'm not pulling the second one out, but
boo.
Well, yeah, open up some records for me on the air, Jeff.
That's one of those sleeves that I bought you for Christmas.
Actually, I believe this one came when this guy sent me this record. He sent me them in these sleeves. Mm-hmm. So this guy's like a total like vinyl head because he much like you, he respects his records. Mm-hmm. Next album, the follow up, Leviathan. Sorry, total brain fart tonight. They are touring this album currently with Lamb of God because it's been 20 years since they put out this album and 20 years since Lamb of God put out Ashes of the Wake. The track listing is different on the vinyl than it is on the CD, so they could fit it on one vinyl instead of having to put it on double LP, for those of you who don't know. So I'm going to read this track listing. Blood and Thunder, Sea Beast, Iron Tusk, Megalodon, Naked Burn, Aqua Dementia, I Am a Hab, Island, which I believe is pronounced Iceland, Hearts Alive, and Joseph Merrick, who is the Elephant Man. And this is actually one of the ones you sent me. But boom, clear. This is a very fucking awesome album. This is one of my most prized possession vinyls, actually. I love Remission. That's a great first album, but like having this, their second album on vinyl, on clear vinyl, it's a big deal to me. It really is, because I look at this, when this album came out, I think this was when Mastodon really like kind of blew up and people started to really recognize how good of a band they are and how real of a fucking metal band they were. And sorry, I'm doing this on air and it's just annoying as shit. So I'm gonna pull this out and put this away later. The follow-up album, which I think a lot of people gave him shit for, but I think this one was amazing.
I love
Blood
Blood.
Blood Mountain. This came out on Relapse and Reprise, but Relapse pressed it on vinyl. The Wolf is Loose, Crystal Skull, Sleeping Giant, Capillarian Crest, Circle of the Sisquatch, Blade Catcher, Colony of Birchmen, featuring Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age. Hunters of the Sky, Hand of Stone, This Mortar Soil, Siberian Divide, and Pendulous Skin, which is about the Elephant Man. Clear vinyl.
Mhm.
Friends and family only.
I'll allow it. I will. Yes, that counts as clear.
It is. It is. What do you want? I love this album a lot. I think my good buddy Ian, who passed away almost a year ago, we used to listen to this album a lot in his car driving around, listening to Cypress Hill. Mastodon's an incredible band. They're a great Relapse band, and those were very, very fucking powerful albums. And I'm very happy to have the most rare of those albums in my collection.
For sure. Yeah, I'd love to have any of those on clear. Definitely jealous of those. And I will not
Yeah.
come back on the next episode and say, "Oh, I have them. I'm not jealous anymore." I really don't have any of them on clear. I'm very good for you for having Blood Mountain on clear vinyl. Stop it. All right.
As long as you're willing to acknowledge that I have a better collection, we're good.
Shut up. Shut up.
All right.
I'm gonna cut that part out. All right. Up next, I'm going to do a couple albums from Peg Destroyer. The first one I'm going to feature is my favorite Peg Destroyer album. It's Phantom Limb. There's some titties. Look at that. Look at that. See that?
Oh my God.
That's profanity. There goes our ability to monetize this episode right off the bat. Nipples. Nipple. Anyway, Peg Destroyer, Phantom Limb. Go ahead and prove that this is a clear, since that's why we're doing the whole episode and why we're doing a clear episode part 2, because clear. Don't be jealous. Nick, do you have this one clear?
I do. I think for the longest time it was the only version of that album I had on vinyl. And then shout out to our good pal Adam Jarvis. He gave me, when we were at the Lake thing in Baltimore back in March, and we were at Soundgarden, and we went over to Adam's car, and he gave us all those records. He gave me. I picked. I told him, I was like, I don't have another copy of. I don't have a copy of
Phantom Limb.
Phantom Limb other than the clear, and so he said, "Here, take this one." So shout out to Adam Jarvis for
He can't
hooking
give
me
you
up.
records, dude. I didn't get anything. What the fuck?
Yes, you did. Don't.
I did. All right.
You walked over there and grabbed stuff too.
I want to read the track list on Phantom Limb.
All right, hold on.
I want to read the track list on Phantom Limb.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Track 1, Inner Sandman. Track 2, Sad But True. Track 3, Wherever I May Roam. Track 4. Somebody gave me a copy of the Black Album in a Phantom Limb record. I got ripped off with Inner Sandman. Do you get it? I was saying they were a Metallica band.
I've never heard of any of those songs of that band before in my life.
Nick, we saw Metallica, dude, together.
Your other friend Nick, I don't know who you.
My other friend Nick. I have lots of other friends. They're all.
All right. So this is a band that I didn't talk about in the last episode. That is a band that is very dear to my heart. I'm friends with all members of this band, past and present. Actually, maybe not some of the newer guys, but I actually, there's one newer guy that I don't know at all. But the rest of the band, they know me. And I'm talking about the band Revocation. This is actually a signed copy of Chaos of Forms. You can see there's Phil right here, and maybe Dave is right there. I don't know who that is right there. That might be Tony. And then Dan, I don't know if Dan signed this, but Maybe that's Dave Davidson and that's Dan right there. Anyways, this was the second album that they put out on Relapse. Chaosiforms, Cretin, Cradle Robber, Harlot, Dissolution Ritual, Conjuring the Cataclysms, No Funeral. I love that song. It's a great shredding song. Fractural Entity, Chaosiforms, The Watchers, Beloved Horrifier, excuse me, Dethroned and Reprogrammed. Cool fucking record. Damn, I have them both pulled out. It is a double LP. It is on clear, crystal clear. Look at that run out groove. See the smoke here?
No. Do it again. Yeah, I do see it. Yep.
There's some right here. There's some.
I see it.
Some smoke in there. You know, Revocation is great band. Glad to have that on clear. And then the follow-up album of that, which is their self-titled album, also double LP. I had the pre-order version of this that was signed by the whole band, or here with a signed poster by the whole band. But again, really super crystal clear pressing of this. Man, I remember when this record came out, I was so stoked. I think I've only seen them like once touring this album, and they weren't headlining, so they didn't really get to like play a bunch of songs. There's like a ton of songs off this record that I wish I'd seen live that I never got to see them play live. But this is a cool record. I won't read everything off. I'm not gonna. If you own this, if you know, you know. Revo fucking rules. And then the last thing that I think they did on Relapse before they moved over to Metal Blade was they put out something with Scion Records. Remember, Scion was always doing free CDs and a couple. If you emailed somebody at whatever label, you get a 10-inch.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to get this one. It's called Terror to Genesis. The Grip Titans. What is this one? Spurn the Outstretched Hand, Maniacally Unleashed, and Terror to Genesis and Bound by Desire, which I love that song. Great like outro riffs on that. To Gatefold, and it is a 10-inch. And guess what? Because it is on Relapse, that's right, buddy. It is on clear. People have offered me up to $500 for this record, and no, I will not. I love this band a lot. Each is one song on each side, so that's see what it doesn't say, but yeah, cool fucking band. This is a really cool EP. I was really, I remember seeing them so much on tour with this, and they're giving away that CD a lot, and yeah, that song "Bound by Desire," I love it. It's one of my favorite songs by Revocation. After this, they went in a way more proggy. Yeah, I would say so. Proggy death metal side of things, but still a great fucking band. Dave Davidson's an amazing guitarist. Brett is a great bassist, and Ash Pearson on drums. What a fucking drummer, man! They have an amazing lineup. Shout out to all past and present members: Dan, Phil, Tony, anybody who was in this band. Like, I love Revocation a lot. I'm glad that they were part of Relapse. They did re-release their first one, or their first album on Relapse, which would be their second full length, but I don't think it's on clear.
Oh, whenever they just did the reissues a couple months back.
Yeah, they did some reissues, and it was like the first time that man, I'm drawing a blank at what the first album was called. Jesus Christ, not Empires of this Obscene is not it. It is damn. Do I have their stuff right behind me? Maybe.
On your new shelf.
Yeah, my new shelf. I will get to that in a little bit here. Existence is Futile.
Oh yeah,
is the name of the record. But yeah, I don't think it was put on. They didn't make a clear of it, unfortunately. So maybe they did. I haven't hit anybody up in Relapse for a clear in quite some time. So
I haven't either.
Yeah. Not that they haven't put anything good out, but like I've just been like so occupied with other stuff and other pre-orders that I've forgotten. So
right.
Anyhow,
it happens. A lot of records, a lot of albums out there to contend with.
Yep.
A lot of stuff to sort through. All right. Up next is an album that I might have done on the previous episode. I don't care. I'm going to do it again. Misery Index, Traders. What an album. It's definitely one of my top 7 favorite Misery Index albums. Love this album. This is also a clear pressing, because, you know, what we're doing, what the theme of the episode is today is clear. Not sparkles, not fucking merge pressings, not test presses, which we might do that again later on. But yeah, Misery Index Traders, which features Jason Netherton of Sulfur and Mercury. Huh? Yeah, you like that? Sulfur and Mercury, and Adam Jarvis of Hoobastank, and features Mark Kleppel of Misery Index and Scour and other stuff that Mark's done. And Sparky, what's Sparky doing now? Just hanging out in Baltimore?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Shout out to Sparky. Shout out to Sparky. Shout out to all these guys. And if AJ, if Hoobastank ever comes through St. Louis, I expect to be on the guest list. AJ. Track list for Traders. We Never Come in Peace, Theocracy, Partisans of Grief, Traders, Ghosts of Catalonia, Occupation, Ruling Class Canceled, The Arbiter, American Idolatry, Thrown into the Sun, which I would love to see perform live one of these days. Thrown into the Sun, and Black Sights. Great album, great artwork, great bands. Drummer that needs to play faster. A great guy, great band.
Yeah, no, for sure. I did speak to Sparky a couple months ago after Blake passed away. He reached out to me, I guess. Yeah, but that band is awesome. When that was Traders, you just did that. Damn, what a fucking album! Love that shit.
Agreed. Like I said, it's one of my top 5, top 7, top 15 favorite Misery Index albums. Those are all good.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. I got one last one to do. This Relapse Clear episode. And this is a band that, very forgotten band, but an awesome fucking band. And if you ever notice, anytime, I guess they did it in the early days. I don't know if they still, when Municipal Waste would put out an album, they would always say, Dave Whitty appears courtesy of Relapse Records. Burnt by the Sun was a band that he put stuff out on Relapse. Soundtrack to the Personal Revolution. What a fucking album. If you've never heard this record is incredible. Dracula with Glasses, soundtrack to the worst movie ever. Dow Jones and the Temple of Doom, The Boston Teabag Party, Shooter McGavin, Mortimer, Dom Knotts, Famke, which is that lady from she plays Jean Grey in the X-Men movies, and she was the lady who wrapped her legs around her people in Goldeneye.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Human Eye Steamroller and Rebecca. Yeah, this is such a fucking good record. It was a very underrated album. And guess what? I got it on Relapse Clear, friends and family only, pal. This is how I discovered Dave Whitty. People are like, "What? You've never heard of Discordance Access or fucking Human Remains?" I'm like, "No, man. I'm sorry. Like, I'm late to the fucking party." People were really pissed off at me that I didn't know. I think this is the last album that Burnt by the Sun put out. It's called Heart of Darkness. Look at that fucking cover, man. Interstation, Cardiff Giant, F Unit, A Party to the Unsound Method, There Will Be Blood, Goliath, Rough Eye Future, Primitive, Beacon, The Great American Dream Machine, and The Wolves Are Running, as you can see. This album is a Relapse Clear. And this was not acquired through people at Relapse. This was acquired by our good friend, Mr. Dave Whitty, who handed me a handful of records one day that were bands that he was in. And this was one of them. Thank you, Dave. You're a fucking great guy. This band was so awesome. I unfortunately never got to see them. I know I talked about them in the episode with JR when we did CDs. I have a pretty rare CD by Burnt by the Sun, but fucking A, man. If you have not heard this band, check them out. They're incredible. They're a very underrated band, and in Relapse was very smart to sign them and put out the 3 albums that they did by them. 3 albums and a CD.
For sure.
Some 7 inches.
I don't know how we've gotten through 32 episodes, and I didn't know that you didn't learn about Dave Whitty from Discordance Access.
Yeah, I was late.
I don't know why I'm doing a podcast with you. I don't know how I've
Yep.
Damn it, Nick.
All right.
So you're out of records? I got one more. I got one more.
Do you?
So can I do one more? I thought I only did 8. Yeah, I got 8.
All right.
One short? Can I do one more, or do you want me
to? Yeah, you can do one more. I can grab one more too. So go ahead.
Yeah, put it on me, and I'll do one. I'll do one more, and then you pick another one.
All right, go for it.
All right. So my last album is a live album that was pressed. I think this is my most recent Relapse Clear, acquired from once again our good friend Scott Hall of the band Pig Destroyer and other bands. Scott Hall gave me a copy of the Pig Destroyer live in Brooklyn, NY, in New York City, the Pornographers of Sound live album from Pig Destroyer. Like I said, this is the latest. This is the last Relapse Clear that I've gotten. This was given to me by Mr. Scott Hall whenever I went out to Baltimore for something. I want to say it was probably the show that we went to the Sonar, where it was Misery Index and Pig Destroyer, and Misery Index filmed the video for Infiltrators. I think. I'm pretty sure that's. And Nick's not listening; he's doing something else. But
no, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were gone.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The show at the Sonar, whenever it was Index and Pig Destroyer, and AJ pulled double duty, and Index
that was at Autobar.
Autobar, not Sonar. Sorry, Autobar. Yeah, clear record, clear live Pig Destroyer. With I think these are fingers. Like I don't know what these are. I don't know if they're supposed to be people. Or what's going on the center label here? I don't know. But yeah, live Pig Destroyer record on clear vinyl. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. That was from the our buddy Frank Huang. He recorded that.
Yeah, Frank did the audio for this.
Mm-hmm. So there was the shows that you and I were at in Baltimore, and then they did the same type of deal, like 2 shows at St. Vitus Bar.
That's right. It was the same set that like we saw at the weekend of shows in Baltimore, which is that thing, that poster. Mm-hmm. But they did the same thing at St. Vitus, and yeah, Frank captured the audio and got it pressed on a record. Ooh, look at me, I'm Frank Wang. Ooh.
He's got multiple albums that they've taken his audio and pressed on.
He does, because Frank's the fucking best. Frank is the best of anybody.
He needs to be on our fucking show.
Ever. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna say we were talking shit about you. Be on our podcast.
Jeff was talking shit about you, Frank.
I was not the only one. I'm gonna fabricate it to where it looks like you were too.
I love you, Frank.
You're okay, please.
All right, my last one here is a band that I fucking love. This band. I'm happy to say that I'm friends with the singer of this band, Mr. Louis Benjamin Faugus II. This is the second album that Soylent Green had put out on Relapse Records. It's called A Deleted Symphony for the Beaten Down. Some cool songs: Hand Me Downs, A Grown Man, Swallow Whole, Afterthought of a Genius, An Addict's Lover, Later Days, Clockwork of Innocence, Daydreaming in the Color of Blood, Last One in the Noose, and She Cheated on You Twice. Um, this is a really fucking cool one. I love this band a lot. I love seeing them live. I think there was like the other one I'm thinking of. Somehow Secrets comes with a 7-inch. I do have that on vinyl as well, but some crazy shit there. And yes, this is a Relapse Clear. Kind of flimsy, actually. I don't think they took Soylent Green too seriously there when they were pressing their vinyl, but what's that there? Yeah, I love Soylent Green a lot. There was a period where I was seeing these guys like every 2 months. They were coming to Baltimore or somewhere in Virginia. And if it wasn't this band, it was Goat Whore, and I guess Goat Whore tours a ton now. But shout out to Ben. He's a great dude. At Hell in the Harbor, I was supposed to go there, and me and my friend Mercedes, we were going to retake a photo with Ben that we took back in 2014 at Death Fest. But I got sick and I couldn't go. So at this past year's Death Fest, Mercedes came and Soylent Green played. So me and Mercedes grabbed Ben and we retook that photo. So Soylent Green, awesome band, New Orleans band. If you don't know, Tommy Buckley's their drummer. Brian Patton, ex I Hate God guitarist, plays guitar in this band, and no, Scott still plays bass in this band. I'm not sure. Just saw them at Death Fest a couple months ago. Great, awesome band. Yeah.
Yep.
Soylent Green. So there you go. That is our revised Relapse Clear episode.
No more albums. All gone.
All right. Well, I have a couple new ones to talk about real quick before we end this episode. So let me rifle for the well. Jeff had some new stuff too, but he chose not to talk about them today. So
I have a new thing, but it's not a record.
He's leaving it unopened, folks, as he does. Pig Destroyer, Painter of Dead Girls. They Relapse re-released these with like a cool etching on it. This one is the custom marble, limited to 300 copies.
Oh, that is sick, dude.
You kind of see the
kind of your ass, man. That is awesome looking.
All right,
that is rad. And that's a double disc.
No, just single sided.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. I figured they'd be done. Like, there's enough tracks on there to do.
No, I hear you.
I would have thought.
This next one is Black Ice with Glitter Edition, limited to 200 copies. You can see the glitter or not. It's in there, though.
You can see the glitter a little bit.
There you go.
Dude, there it is. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to like.
Dude, that's so rad. I need to get on the ball and grab them fucking things, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, these turned out all right. I'm not mad at this at all. I bought them real quickly, just not knowing what I was buying because I'm an idiot and I do that when it comes to vinyl sometimes. But you know, these are also homies of ours. I support the hell out of Scott Hall and JR. Shout out to JR, founder of our show. Oh, here's something that I got that I have yet to open, but I found this online for cheap and I was like, what? Fuck yeah. Sepultura Beneath the Remains. This is a double LP expanded edition, near remaster of the influential 1989 classic album on 180 gram orange yellow vinyl, limited edition. Yeah, I don't want to like waste everybody's time and open this up and rip it out for you, but do we got time?
Whip it out.
Whip it out. Boom, it's happening right now. Look at that. Look how quick I pulled that sleeve out, folks.
Wow.
I got skill. Fool, what you want?
Ooh. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Great fucking album. I would like to own a copy of Arise on vinyl. Not a big fan of the Roots album. I've said that a couple times, but our buddy Champ is probably going to fucking be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, Sepultura, Beneath the Remains, great album. A lot of people love that one. One of my favorite punk or hardcore bands, however you want to consider them, Bad Brains. They re-released all their albums on Color and whatnot. This is Eye Against Eye on instead of Blue Note like those jazz albums. This is Punk Note. I have a couple of them on the shelf here, but this one comes in one of these nice great sleeves, and it's a Coke bottle clear. In tradition of our episode that we're doing today, I've got a Coke bottle clear vinyl of Bad Brains' legendary album Eye Against Eye. Sorry, I'm wasting everybody's time. I'm throwing this one back in here because I like this record. I don't want to fuck it up. Intro, Eye Against Eye, House of Suffering, Reignition, Secret 77, Let Me Help, She's Calling You, Sacred Love, Hired Gun, and Return to Heaven. The song Reignition has got a really fucking cool riff. For those of you who do not know, check this album out. Bad Brains is a great fucking band. Blake used to hit me up all the time and be like, "Hey, I'm at a store. Do you have this album by them?" And, you know, I'd always hit him back like an hour later. I'm like, "No, I don't." And he's like, "Well, I already left the store and I didn't get it."
Tough shit.
But
you still don't own it.
I do. I own all the ones that I want on vinyl by them now. So we were looking for, I don't remember which was the one I really wanted, but anyways, last thing that I got, a box set that I pre-ordered the day before my birthday, and I'm so fucking forgot I pre-ordered this, but Beastie Boys Ill Communication box set. It's a lenticular cover here. Do you see that?
That's sick, dude. Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
All right, here we go. Big ass box. This was like on the back of the album originally.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at all those collages.
This is
the 7 inches.
All the covers of the 7 inches. So it's three LPs. It's got all the bunch of extra demo stuff. I don't know if you can see on the back the Brooklyn Dust logo there with the little elephant on the couch. You know, I think when this album came out, a lot of people were very high up on Beastie Boys because of Sabotage and Root Down and Sure Shot. This is for sure a great record. I'm happy to have the box set of this. The only box set of theirs I don't own that they've re-released is the Check Your Head one. But
yeah,
you know how I am about Beastie Boys. Love this fucking band. Happy I have this fucking record.
For sure.
And if you haven't noticed, folks, I have a new shelf behind me. I want to give us a quick story about what's going on here. A couple months back, I went to go meet up with our buddy Blake. We were going to record store shopping, and he offered me the shelf. As you know, a few days later, Blake passed away. A couple weeks ago, Blake's girlfriend Lindsay had texted me and told me that she's ready to move on from this shelf, and so here I am. I got this awesome new shelf that I can finally spaced out my records from this other shelf. They were all like squished in there and couldn't breathe, and then I felt terrible about that. So, shout out to Lindsay and Blake. Thank you very much for this awesome gift. When I picked it up, I had a coworker who's got a nice big truck, and we drove out to pick it up, and we were about 10 minutes away from my house, and it started raining like a motherfucker. So, I kind of looked at it as Blake pulling like a little rib on me there, but I appreciate it. My records finally have more space, and I'm happy. I'm going to try to do the show from this little corner now. So
it looks good.
Thank you.
It looks good.
So that is yours. I love your new setup as well. Everybody, take a look at. I know we did an episode not too long ago where you had the green screen on, but I love how it looks there. It's
yeah. Well, it's like before. I had all like a couple of these cabinets. Like one of them was horizontal here. Another one was horizontal over against this wall over here. And whenever my wife and I were going through and rearranging everything, I said I wanted to have everything all on one wall, to have all my records all in one place. So that's where it is now. It's all my entire collection is right here, except for the records we did tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, all my records are all in one place. All my 7 inches are in the bottom. Yeah. And as far as new stuff, can I show my thing I got last night?
Yeah, get it. I wanted to see it, so let's talk about it, bro.
Even though it's not a record.
That. Yes.
Even though it's not a record.
Yeah,
Yeah,
show it. Yes, this is
very,
it's
very, very,
very worthy of being on our show.
very proud of this. Last night in St. Louis, Missouri, my damn dirty tree hugging hippie best friend Brad Jameson and I, Jamerson, we went and saw Primus. It was my 24th time seeing Primus, and during the set, I noticed that they were playing songs that I haven't heard in years, if at all. And I told him at one point, I said, after these songs were done playing, I said, I'm gonna go try to get a fucking set list from the front of house sound guy. And I went and I got a set list from the front of house sound guy. This is an actual set list that the sound guy at the show used for the show. 24 times saying Primus. I've never gotten an actual set list, not a photocopy online, nothing. I mean, this is authentic. This came from the actual sound guy. Beyond excited to have this. The set list was amazing. They played Is It Luck for the first time in on this tour cycle in 2014, and the Old Dimebag Sturgeon, again, the first time they played that song in this tour cycle, and it was incredible. It was a great show. The encore, they did 2 songs for the encore. They did Follow the Fool, which is a newish. It's one of the 2 newer songs, that and Conspiranoia, and then they closed out the show with Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
Hell yeah, dude!
Dude, it was a phenomenal show. It was so good, dude. It was
great new thing to be hanging on your wall. I'm very jealous.
I just got home from getting this framed, like right before we sat down to record this episode. So, like, as soon as we turn off the cameras, this is getting hung up. Excited for an official, authentic Primus set list. So.
Very happy for you, buddy. That's a great piece to own, man. Like, that's
Thank you.
That's just as cool as that episode where in the Champ episode where he talks about the paper airplane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's a very cool thing.
Very cool thing to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Well, thank you everybody for watching this week. Thank you, Jeff, for again setting aside the time to do this episode, and we will see you all next week.
Oh yeah. All right. See you guys.